The next item, 93, was pulled, so we will move on to 94. I will entertain a motion that the Board of Trustees approve the fourth addendum to the college president, Robert L. Breuders' employment contract.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Savage and seconded by Trustee McGuire. It's open for discussion. Yes, Trustee Savage.
Well, I just wanted to kind of, are we going to read the entire thing?
I don't have it in front to read the entire thing.
Or,
No, I don't have it. I know that it's been disseminated and it's right there.
well, I just wanted to, comment and thank Dr. Breuders for his service and, congratulate him on making a decision to retire. We now have an institution that is a desired institution for people to come to, not an institution of second choice. He's made a lot of accomplishments during his years here. Our enrollments are up, while in the state they're down, but it's not only down in the state, it's a national trend that college enrollments are going down. And so I think that speaks to the energy that is moving through the college, and I think everybody is a part of that, but he's been at the helm. And we are a college that's moving forward, and I think we want to continue to be a college that's moving forward, not a college that's going to take a step backwards and just be a glorified high school.
Yes, Trustee McGuire.
I'd like to read a paragraph that Dr. Breuders wrote and will be disseminated. There is much I will miss, none more than the hundreds of talented and dedicated employees in all areas of our college. It is their commitment that has created what artists often refer to as a masterwork. It has been and always will be our employees who generate the outcomes which impact the lives of others. I feel privileged to have been a part of the current family that made educational opportunity available to students and served our community with excellence.
Point of order. I've requested from the board a copy of what you're voting on yesterday and today. And if you are my constituents and you are voting for me, and you have not given us the information.
This is a board discussion, it's not public comment at this time. The copies have been made available. Are there other comments from board members at this time?
Please. I have to say that when we have an amount this large and we have a situation this enormous, that the public needs to have a copy of this contract. We can't vote on it tonight without having our constituents actually read it and think about it. I can't imagine, I know that in the past, as one of our speakers discussed, that when we have public payments of this size, it's often presented to the public, and the public's part of the discussion as to the amount. The amount is very high, and in my personal opinion, I believe that the term of 1 year out from now approximately is way too long. I think once you make the decision for a departure, then it should be 6 months at the most. That's my personal opinion. And I also think that this amount of $762,000, I would like to understand if that is incorporated into the calculation for the pension, how that impacts the total net value of the package that Dr. Breuders will be taking home with him. For me, there are a lot of questions unanswered as to, why the public hasn't had this contract, why they can't see it. It's their money. It doesn't belong to the people here in this room. I mean, on this table. So that's what I have to say about this. I'm really not happy with the way it was derived, and I'm not happy with the amount, and I'm not happy with the duration, and I will not be voting for it.
I will want to respond to some of these things?
In terms
And
of
then about the personnel, whatever.
Trustee Hamilton's question about the 762 amount, it's a lump sum payment.
Right.
Once it is given to Dr. Breuder, he can decide what he's going to do and where he's going to invest it and whether he's going to put it in his pension, whatever. That's his decision.
But isn't that considered part of his compensation, and therefore when you go and you calculate pension payouts, it's normally used in part of a formula, which means that the amount will go up for his pension?
That would be between Dr. Breuder and SERS. The college would not be involved with that.
He's not a participant.
Correct. He's a participant of SERS, but he's it's his business in terms of how he handles his pension. I can't speak to that, nor can anybody here, because SERS will not communicate with us regarding individual employees' pension plans. That's between an individual employee and SERS. We can only honor whatever the retirement date is. We will only issue, or the college will only issue that lump sum amount to Dr. Breuder, and he will have to work with SERS and how much of that will be going into his pension, if at all. The other thing, too, I want to say is that with this agreement, just like any other employee, when he retires, he will be getting whatever retirement benefits that any other employee at the senior management level would receive. He's not going to get any more than that.
Right. Isn't there a 6% gap with SERS, beyond which it's not considered, you wouldn't generate any additional pension income? Maybe the blend of this or that, but I know there's a gap at least at some point.
Yes, but again, that is not the
Right.
board's, that's going to be Dr. Breuder's decision in terms of him and SERS and how they deal with that. That would not be the college. Okay. And just for everyone's reiteration, the retirement date that Dr. Breuder will be retiring will be on March 31st, 2016.
Okay.
Per this proposal.
Per this.
Right, but let's get back to the disclosure issue. Why don't they have at least the terms of this contract? Why doesn't the public have at least the terms of this contract? Is there something holding us back from providing that? Isn't that their right to know?
It's my understanding this is going to be, or is available to the public now.
It is, but why did we provide it to the public? When did we provide it to the public?
It's available now.
No, I know it's available now, but my question is, when was it made available to the public?
It is available now.
I heard you the first time you said it, and the second time, and now the third time. I'm asking you a different question, okay? My question is, when was it made available to the public?
This is sort
The
of.
same time that it was made available to the board this morning, it was a personnel matter that was a draft that is a confidential matter as we go into closed session to talk about our employees. And therefore, when that draft went out only to board members, that was a confidential draft document that somehow got tendered to somebody outside of the board. And we may not even vote on this tonight. So how do we release confidential employee information when maybe we don't even vote on this tonight?
Let's go back to my
Now that there's an
question.
inclination to vote on this,
My question
it's
is,
public.
my question is, why isn't this being made available? Why didn't we make this available to the public?
We haven't voted on it yet.
Well, don't you think it should be made available to the public before we vote on it?
But if you made it available to the public.
Would you like to prove that, Erin? Are you
I'm
accusing
just
me of
saying,
something?
I'm
Would
saying
you like
that you know that now people know about it.
I know, but
You've
my
known
question
this term
is,
since
okay,
December.
listen, let us just start from the beginning. I'm going to say it again. Why didn't we make this available to the public earlier?
We made it available when the board members needed to review a final draft of confidential
So,
personnel
why
matters.
didn't we
are
make
now
it available?
stating That
Okay.
we would like to vote on this, so now the public has the information.
And how much time do they have to consider what's in front of the board? How much time do they have to look at this and go, wow, what is this $762,000?
I'm sorry,
Can I call the question, please?
can you call?
Call the question. Can we vote on it? I just
If there's no further discussion, if the majority of the.
She
board
called
wishes
the
to-
question that cuts off debate.
Okay. Nobody has any comment, so go ahead, please call the roll.
Student trustee Escamilla?
Yes.
Trustee Sudolph?
Yes.
Trustee Wozniak?
Yes.
Trustee Hamilton?
No.
Trustee McGuire?
Yes.
Trustee O'Donnell? Yes. Trustee Savage?
Yes.
Chairman Burke?
Yes, the motion passes.